Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things itSM Global podcast. We're coming to you from itSM 15 in London. I'm Kirsty McGowan and I'm here with James Finnister.
Hello.
Simone Moore.
Hi.
And we're very happy to be speaking with Barclay Rae, the new CEO of itSMF UK. Welcome, Barclay.
Thank you very much, Kirsty. Nice to be here.
Okay, Barclay, many congratulations on the new job.
Thank
First
you.
question really is, how does it feel so far?
So far it's been mixed because I'm also doing my other work, and so the first few weeks I've actually been really quite busy with other things as well, so I've been trying to cram it in. My email has quadrupled in a couple of days. I think if in terms of what it's going to be like and what's the challenge that's needed, we were here at the conference, which is great. But the real challenge is going forward in terms of the organisation, and we can talk about that. But really, what is itSMF? What does it do? How does it deliver value? All those kind of things.
And they're all questions we're going to be asking you later.
we certainly are. It's something I've noticed because I'm involved in itSMF in New Zealand as well, and I think just about every itSMF chapter globally is struggling to retain membership numbers or gain new ones. So what do you need to change to start attracting new members? What's the value proposition?
I'd love to be able to answer that question simply and succinctly right now. I mean, that is the question. What is the value proposition? I think all the itSMF organisations rode on a bit of a crest of a wave, in the 90s and noughties with ITIL. And that has, that maybe took us to a place, that's different from where we are now, and that we need to find, clarity around our position, because what we did in the past is now done by everybody. Mm-hmm. The information, the knowledge, the learning, it's all out there. Yeah. I think one of the things though is to clarify that, the forums, the various country forums, and certainly ours, is not just about ITIL as it I think had been previously associated with. Not to say it's not about ITIL, but it's about the bigger experience.
Yeah, it's not the ITIL user group anymore.
It's not the ITIL user group. It's got to be the service management user group or service management association or whatever you want to call it, just that really brings people together and encompasses a whole number of...
As long as we don't get too smug about it.
Smug about it?
Service manager user group.
Oh. Well, I when I started out, I worked with Hug, which was the help desk user group. So,
going from hugging to being smug would be interesting.
There's other variants on that would probably better leave them well alone.
Possibly.
So I've noticed just watching everything over the forums and the feeds about the development and the changes within itSMF UK, there seems to be, I know you might not have some specifics yet, but a new vibe, a new sense of what the possibilities are and jumping to the next curve.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just physically, the organisation is, it's a completely new board. Obviously, I'm involved, having been involved for many years with the industry, and so hopefully hitting the ground running. I think the challenge is, we've focused very much on the individual in our previous lives. I think certainly we are going to be looking as much as we can to try and work with the organisation, work with the larger organisation. If we're talking about the value proposition, then it's what does service management do for the organisation, right? Not just individual training or skill. Yeah. How does it actually work? And certainly one of the things we'll be talking about and looking at is just getting some good business level information about what the value proposition actually, how much did we spend, what value did we get back from it, what did we do in that really helps people to, to save time apart from, not wasting lots of time coming up with a new business case every time that they want to buy something or do something. So that's one shift, is from not away from the individual, but to include the organisation more.
I think, you carry on.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, change, as we all know from our background, is quite scary for people.
Yes.
So what's continuity going to be? Because there must be things that are currently working well with current itSMF UK model.
Yeah, I mean, physically the team are pretty much the same. We have actually moved to new offices, which is, again, slightly invigorated. The membership, the knowledge, the information, particularly things like the work done by the special interest groups, we're really stepping that up as much as we can to try and produce IP, produce content. So those things we really want to make sure that we don't lose that, and we capture as much of the good stuff coming out of that and push it back more into the centre.
I must admit, I've always found having the SIGs, in Australia they used to push the SIGs a lot. So having those special interest groups, I found that for members and organisations, because as a SIG, it's easier to bring some team members along. So you're talking about organisation inclusion. You can't always bring them all to the conference, but to a SIG it's easier to get 2 or 3 members from the same organisation to those types of events.
Yeah, I mean, I have been a SIG chair, and the challenge really is, logistically horrible, just getting people even to come for a day or to do. So we are going to be trying to look at more, technology and being creative about that. I think the other thing is that the SIGs have been quite traditional in terms of their topics, and I think people like that. They like problem management and SLM and those kind of things. That's great, but also I think there's more kind of transient SIGs, that come with. So we've got a Siam one at the moment. Sorry, James, it's not just transient, and there'll be others like that. I think that will pick up on specific topics at particular times, and then have a natural life, maybe that they actually come to an end. But they've done something in that period.
Is that also where SIGs are a good opportunity maybe to grow some of the new speakers as well within the programs, because you can get more of the locals to tell their stories and case studies as SIG facilitators?
Yeah, and that's one thing that has been a tremendous improvement over the last year, just coordinating. I think previously we realised that there was a whole, before I got involved with it, we realised there was a whole number of these things happening and sometimes doing stuff at the same time. So Richard Horton, who's one of our board members, has done a great job to pull all that together and just get some kind of common visibility and direction for all SIG groups and regional groups. You have to manage that. I think if it just happens on its own
organic way,
then it goes its own organic way, and that can live or die, or it can you can have something great that nobody knows about. So that's coming together as well. That's probably the most valuable stuff, I think, if you talk about the traditional stuff, that we will make sure that we continue with that.
I think something I found a real breath of fresh air with your appointment was that in the past the CEOs of itSMF UK have come from business, not from IT service management backgrounds. I mean, bringing you in as a IT service management specialist, do you see that as a bit of a change of direction?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope. I mean, there are pros and cons of both.
Yes.
And I mean, one thing we are going to do is look at other membership types of organisation. There's a membership organisation conference coming up. Going to engage with that, because it's not just our industry that membership is a challenge.
No, definitely not. There's so much competition for people's time and money now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully that will bring something to it. I think in my case, it's probably as much about being connected, so getting things done more quickly. And I know the previous incumbents have, it's taken them a while to get up to speed on the industry and who does what, and you know what it's like trying to explain to anybody that what the industry is. What is service management?
That's really difficult.
That's a whole week's course, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, so at least I'm in on that conspiracy.
Yes.
I know what it is, I think, and can move forward quite quickly.
There has traditionally been a fair amount of inertia about itSMF UK. There's been accusations, even. It's a bit of an old boys network, and it's all about maintaining the status quo. Is that something you're happy about, or is that a perception you want to change?
It's if that is a perception, I definitely want to change that. Definitely want to get, make it a modern, engaging. embracing organisation. If it has had that opinion in the past, I wouldn't disagree with that. But I think it has changed quite a bit. I mean, I think maybe these perceptions take a while to blow away. But I mean, as an example, I did discover last week that there was a note going out about dress code, and it was just a little bit from a different age. So that's gone.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a small thing, but
so
just
I
things
can
like
wear my sequins tonight.
Oh, I'd love to see you in your
you can
sequins,
wear
Absolutely.
whatever you like, James, as long as it's
Seemly.
decent.
Seemly. Now, I guess just one thing I'd like to touch on is, where do you see the itSMF International umbrella organisation sitting now? I mean, that's been almost in limbo, I guess, a little bit for a while. It's very difficult to see what its role.
It's like wanting to have, like virtual chat rooms.
Yeah. So how do you see the role of international in relationship to itSMF UK?
I think to be honest, I don't really know. I've always struggled to really understand what it is and what it does. I mean, I can see that there's a lot of great ideas in terms of bringing it all together, having a global community. We've kind of got that now, though, haven't we, through social and
through social media
and I don't really know. I mean, to be honest, in the past, and I'm not just dodging the question, although I probably am, I haven't really been much involved with that. I know people who are involved in it. I know I'd certainly like to have more collaboration, cooperation, synergy, whatever you want to call it, with all or as many as possible. And I mean, I have actually spoken to a few other, country heads. Some I know quite well, some that I don't. But even so, I've started that. So if there's something that we're doing that's good, or that Australia is doing that's good, or whatever, then we should be sharing that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the mechanism. That's one of the things I'm just going to have to get my head down
around.
because it's a little bit of a mystery to me. I'd love to see it working, but we're just going to get on and do what we need to do.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you very much for your time, Barclay.
My pleasure.
It's been very interesting to just get a glimpse of what might be coming for itSMF UK.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.